Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out to see tonight's performance of Offended. Now, before we begin, I have a few housekeeping announcements to give you all. First, be sure that all of your electronic devices are silenced or turned off. Remember that photography and video recording of any kind is strictly prohibited. Now, the goal of tonight's performance is to create a discussion surrounding the necessity of safe spaces in our communities. And how we do that is by bringing to you a whole bunch of research that we've done and put into the show. So, remember that most of the material that you're going to be witnessing tonight is research. It comes from news media, scholarly literature, all that good stuff. Now, throughout the performance, you might feel things like irritation or discomfort. If you feel things like that, we urge you to please sit with those and use them as a learning experience. However, if you become overwhelmed, we trust your judgment to stand up and quietly and respectfully remove yourself from the space and then come back when you are ready. After the show, there will be a short talk-back session if you want to stick around for that, if you have any questions regarding how the show is made, the research that went into it, any of that good stuff. All right. With all that said and done, please enjoy Offended.
Hey, somebody just hurt my feelings.
Oh no, you've been offended.
Offended, offended. We often find we're feeling so offended.
Well, look around America and you can plainly see mean people who say mean things all day. They're so insensitive. They laugh with no love to give.
Protest signs and pussy hats at campuses and malls, from Niagara's Fall to the unbuilt border wall. Snowflakes and maggots collide. Don't laugh. You must take a side.
So we all must now maneuver through a maze of twists and turns. And it's hard to know how the wind will blow. What if we hurt someone? Yes. And that's how we get
1, 2, 3, 4.
Offended, offended. We often find we're feeling so offended, offended. Wherever we go, we find we're just so offended.
We're continually offended by everything we see. We should be free to be you and me. This is misery. Offended. Everyone will sing.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Offended, offended. We often find we're feeling so offended, offended. Wherever we go, we find we're just so offended, offended, offended.
That was wonderful. I just love musicals.
Is this a musical?
Well, no. It's just a play with songs.
Is there a difference?
Oh, yes. This is not a musical. It's just a play with songs. Because when you do a musical, so many things go wrong. Musicians quit, the dancing's late, and the cast can barely sing. It is just a miracle if they get through the thing.
It's hard to find some singer types when they put out the call. America's Got Talent and The Voice must have them all. They do the best with what they've got and hope it all works out. No one will win a Tony here, of that there is no doubt.
You know these songs might make you think that you were at a zoo.
Or that some cow is letting out its last most plaintive moo.
Or maybe that it is some sort of yeti mating time. And yes, we have considered getting training as a mime. We are so sorry that we have the vocal cords of swine.
I truly hope that in the end your ears will turn out fine.
Voltaire said anything too stupid to be said is sung, and we just hope we can
survive
survive before we bust a lung. Let's greet the audience. Hi everyone, I'm Patty. I'm an emotional support peacock.
And I'm Harry. I'm an emotional support hamster. Please don't flush me.
Gets upset about his flushing experience.
You would too if you were flushable. Patty, you'll never understand the risk of the flush. Can you even wrap your mind around it? No, you can't, because you'll never be at risk. Just ask J.B. Pritzker about the danger of toilets.
As service animals, we provide assistance to our owners.
So we are service animals. Non-flushable service animals.
Well, no. Service animals are trained to perform tasks for the benefit of individuals with physical or mental disabilities, including but not limited to guiding people who are blind, alerting people who are deaf, and protecting people who are prone to seizures, or other tasks directly related to a disability.
And we don't do that?
Well, no. We have no training of any kind, but we do provide emotional support.
So we're pets.
Don't call me a pet, Harry! We are more than pets. We provide emotional support.
Whatever you say. I just like running in a wheel, eating seeds, and avoiding toilets. Stupid toilets.
People need support. When they get upset, we make them feel better. Both of us came to prominence when people tried to take us on airplanes and hold us or put us on seats. It didn't go very well.
Yeah. I got flushed.
Shit happens, Harry.
Really?
Anyway, not everyone can have a support animal with them at all times.
Especially if they've been flushed.
So that's why we have a safety spot.
Oh my, that's nice. It looks so cozy. I just want to unravel it all with fluff and build a big nest that I can empty my cheek pouches into.
No, Harry, the safety spot isn't for support animals. You're here to provide emotional support. You don't get to have any.
Well, excuse me for having ambition.
There. Here's a hamster treat.
Ooh, Harry loves hamster treats.
Now, if any of you get anxious, offended, or need emotional support, you're more than welcome to go to the safety spot. It's a place to go to feel safe.
Lucky. I wish I had a safe spot to go to feel safe.
Hi, everyone! I'm Spot the Spike,
And I'm Gabby the goat.
and we love your safety spot.
What the
We're emotionally supported animals too, huh?
Yes, we also get kicked off airplanes.
You're kidding me.
Well, many animals have recently been kicked off of airplanes, Harry.
Such as?
Well, a pig, a marmoset, our friends here, the spider and the goat, a miniature Appaloosa horse, and a duck by the name of Daniel Turducken Stinkerbutt. And no, I'm not making this up.
I thought we were special.
We are special, Harry. We were the first.
But we're part of one big band family.
I'm not related to either of you.
What about inclusivity?
This isn't Charlotte's Web. And we don't have room for a menagerie, so I'm sorry, but you two gotta go.
I'm going to appeal this with Delta Airlines.
Yeah, and I'm gonna eat Delta Airlines.
Now that that's over with, this is the story of Al Franken. Oh, no, not that Al Franken, the senator from Minnesota who resigned from the Senate.
This is about Professor Al Franken, a teacher at a college somewhere in the great US of A.
He works very hard to be the best teacher he can be, but times have changed.
Have they?
Oh, yes, very much so, Harry. Women can vote. Gays can marry. The president's first source of news is a little bird. Tweet, tweet.
Don't flush me.
Anyway, his students will soon be coming to their class.
Why?
Well, many of them are coming to learn things
Why?
so they can become well-rounded and productive citizens.
Really?
Or so they can get a degree to get a job that requires a degree.
Ah, well, good luck with that. Will they try to flush me?
No, Because they can't. They can't even see us.
Why?
Because we are unseeable narrators.
But those people can see us.
Well, they sure can. It's the wonder and magic of the theater.
Honestly.
Stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know those play auditions?
They do plays at this school.
Actually, yeah, they do.
But all they do are old Greek tragedies. Musicals about record stores. Weird dark things about serial killers with puppets. Or some workshop about a social issue made up by 26 different people. I'm not auditioning, and I'm not going to see any of them. It has to be a play about me, or I'm not interested.
Sounds like an ideal candidate for a safety spot.
Sounds like they're already in a safety spot.
Yeah, I don't mean to brag, but I'm majoring in HVAC.
I was gonna do that, but I decided to major in flooring. There will always be jobs in flooring.
I'll have to look into that.
I'm gonna crack the glass ceiling in the world of flooring.
Aim high.
Hey, what's the name of this school?
You don't know the name of this school?
Do you?
Yeah. It's Second City State University. No, it's not.
What are you guys talking about?
The name of the school?
This school? Yeah. Sub-Sahara State University.
Oh no, this is Northern Illinois University.
No.
No?
No, that's the one in the cornfield.
Oh. No wonder I'm not doing well. I'm at the wrong school.
Guys, this is Northeastern University.
You nuts? This is Eastern Western University.
That's not even a real place.
Oh God, we're not in a real place.
No, we are. This is North by Northwestern.
That rings a bell.
No. No? Northwestern is the one that's further east.
So you're saying we're northern, but eastern?
I think that's close.
North.
Eastern!
So you're telling me Northeastern is west of Northwestern?
And further south.
That makes no sense at all.
I know. That made me dizzy. Hey, President Trump was secretly appointed by the U.S. military to take down a cabal of global banking fat cats, Hillary Clinton-led murder squads, deep state actors, and Pizzagate-like pedophile rings that have long controlled the government. We believe President Trump will eventually send all the enemies of freedom, the Clintons, Barack Obama, Tom Hanks, to prison at Guantanamo Bay. That great reckoning is called the Storm.
And who is Q?
Some people believe John F. Kennedy Jr. faked his own 1999 death to take on the anonymous identity to destroy the pedophiles and deep state operatives who control the government.
And you believe that?
No, that's crazy. But I believe everything else.
But maybe it's not true because there's no evidence of it. Maybe it's just something that you read about on the internet.
There isn't any non-evidence yet.
Okay, alright. Well, facts are stubborn things. And whatever may be our wishes, our inclinations, or the dictates of our passion, they cannot alter the state of facts and evidence.
Who said that?
John Adams.
I didn't vote for him.
Neither did I. He died in 1826. He was one of the founding fathers.
I don't believe it.
Well, facts don't cease to exist just because they're ignored.
Now I'm even more dizzy. Oh, look, here comes Dr. Franken.
It's funny because he's old.
Should we help him?
Nah, he'll never learn unless he does it on his own. Come on, buddy. There you go. Who's a big boy?
My grandma died. Again.
Both my parents died a couple hours ago.
My entire family died because of my homework.
I had to take my hamster Harry to the airport.
I've been lost at the airport for a week.
I had to stop the airport from exploding.
I accidentally stapled my hand.
I had to have a kidney transplant.
My car was shot 37 times.
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy.
Good morning, Dr. Franken.
Good morning, Flora.
Kiss us.
How does what taste, Florida?
All right, projector, what's your mood today? I'm a low-tech guy in a high-tech world. I feel like a tuxedo and I'm a pair of brown shoes. All right, projector. It's you or me. The angle of incidence to the angle of Not even the principles of physics will work for me. Could you call the help desk for tech support?
How am I supposed to do that?
You could use your iPhone.
My iPhone has a telephone function?
Yes.
I just use mine for Google and music. And Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Snapchat. Pictures of my cat for Instagram and Facebook. Oh, and Tinder and Grindr.
You're very busy.
Other children told me not to bring up my phone. Dead.
Class. Class. Class.
Hey, Doc Frank's waving his arms. It could be important.
Don't assume.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I can't get the projector to work, so I can't show the delightful and educational PowerPoint slides.
Oh, this is not boring. Sir, I'm hungry and thirsty now. Tell me, where's lunch?
So I thought I would try some interactive storytelling exercises.
Oh, I love creative dramatics!
Yes, it's exciting, isn't it?
Killing me softly.
How do you
In order to illustrate a selection of literary themes and philosophical ideas, let's look at some traditional fairy tales and fables.
I do not like that they're called fairy tales.
Well, that's what they're called. They've always been called that. It's all right.
Leave me alone.
Hold it right there. I'm Officer Interruptus. I'm here to be the voice of sanity. I don't exist in the real world. I'm a fantasy device to help make sense of all this.
Hey, I thought me and Harry were supposed to do that.
Yeah, nobody can take you seriously. You're a talking hamster and a talking chicken.
I am not a chicken. I'm a peacock.
You're a chicken from West Hollywood.
Now I need the safety spot.
Oh, no, you don't. If the hamster can't go in there, then neither can you.
Oh, phooey.
My emotional support chicken comes in a box from Popeyes.
Don't you get any ideas?
Hold your dick, mister. I'm Aubergine Lambas, a community organizer and feminist. I do exist in the real world. I'm here to stop you from framing everything in your stereotypically male-dominant, paternalistic, patriarchal worldview, which is a phallic fantasy superimposed on all reality.
Hey, you. Watch that language, lady. You got quite the nasty mouth on you. I think you need a nasty mouth spot.
It's not your place to school me.
Whatever you say. Now, one thing I want to make clear is that I have no problem with students protesting gun violence. I have guns and I like guns, but kids should be safe in school.
We actually agree.
Yes, they should be safe, even if they are whiny little snowflakes.
So much for the truce.
And I support Judge Kavanaugh.
Ugh!
And just like him, I also like beer.
Oh my god.
But hey, I don't have any problem with the LGBT.
Well, that's good.
Liberty, guns, Bible, and Trump.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
And of course, there's nothing in my yearbook I have to be ashamed of.
Good for you.
And I realize that probably disqualifies me from holding public office in the Commonwealth of Virginia, but...
Stop! Just stop.
Here's a little song that will make my position clear. There's more and more snowflakes in the U.S. of A. thinking that their feelings should determine their fate. But sometimes feelings get hurt. Hey, what can I say? Maybe they should deal with what they hate. Said if you're feeling sad and scared, we'll grow a pair. Said if you think that no one cares, we'll grow a pair. Said if you're feeling sad and lonely, it's not happening. Do you only? So grow a pair. Grow a pair. The country's full of participation medals and consolation prizes, it seems. You can't even say hello without getting asked. What's that supposed to mean? Maybe instead of getting upset at everything that somebody says, you should put down that rainbow latte and get a real job instead. So when you're feeling sad and scared, we'll grow a pair. When you think that no one cares, we'll grow a pair. But when you're feeling sad and lonely, it's not happening. Do you own it? So grow a pair. Grow a pair.
My song will fix his song.
Wait, hold up. Is that the best you got for me? You serious? You telling me you got to all this logically? Yo, officer, I truly beg your pardon, sir, but isn't there an alternate solution to the problem here? We're in pain and needed some escape from the never-ending hate speech that permeates our landscape. A safe place, one without your judgment, away from the mess flood of ill intent. Find a safe place if you ever get offended or need to have space. Find a safe place if you ever get offended or need to have space. That's funny, telling us to grow a pair as if we needed to, so the world could finally treat us fair. Nah, man, you must be confused. Here's some helpful advice that could actually use. Find a safe place if you ever get offended or need to have some space. Find a safe place if you ever get offended or need to have some space. Safe place, safe place, safe place, safe place. Woo! Oh, yup.
No toilets.
Safe place. Yeah. Oh, woo.
Well, that song didn't fix anything.
My mission is much greater than a single song.
Well, that's nice. Say, do you hear about the plays they're doing at this school?
Yes, they reflect the rich tapestry of culture and heritage.
Hoo-wee! I wouldn't want to go see any of those either. I just want plays about America being beautiful.
You know, your patriotic blather is nothing but a dog whistle for white supremacy.
Looky here, Missy. If you're hearing a dog whistle and I'm not, doesn't that beg the question, who's the dog?
I think I know who the dog is. Well, we need more plays about social justice, minorities and women rising above. Hashtag me too.
You too what? I'll tell you one thing, though. I love that there Q girl.
Another leering, disrespectful male. Guess who's perpetuating all these kinds of actions?
It's the men in this country. And I just want to say to the men in this country, shut up and step up. Do the right thing for a change.
Not all men are perpetuating anything. I'm not going to apologize for being a man, and I'm certainly not going to stop being one. Not guilty. I may not be perfect, but I try not to be a dick.
Keep working on that.
Okay, class, the first fairy tale
Hey, no fairies.
Folk tale to examine is Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Goldilocks.
La 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 la. I do so love traipsing in the woods. Traipse, traipse, traipse. Oh, look! A quaint little cabin. I'll just go in.
You can't just trespass on private property. Law and order, people.
Laws were created to benefit the rich and powerful, the patriarchal regime, and therefore stagnate society.
All that traipsing has made me hungry. Ooh, look, porridge. I want the biggest bowl.
Wouldn't a little girl eat out of the smallest bowl?
That's true, yo. Didn't Nancy Reagan say you can never be too thin or too rich?
What? Women don't need to watch what they eat, especially in life or death situations. I would like to make sure he needs a safety spot.
All right, it seems like everybody wants a safety spot. Apparently because no one can handle doing anything without one. Generation Z. This is what happens when everybody's special. I blame the helicopter parents.
The porridge in this bowl is far too hot. I will try this medium-sized bowl instead.
They say it's not the size of the bowl that matters, but how you use it.
It's hard to toss a salad in a teacup, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Focus on the story, please.
I was focused. Don't throw me in with them.
Them? Ugh.
Hey, welcome. Me, Casa, Sue, Casa.
That one almost didn't make it.
Good thing there's no toilets in the safety spot.
This is ridiculous. Students need to learn that life on a university campus is different from life in a professional environment. The real world is tough, and students need to be emotionally prepared to handle it. Otherwise, they'll never amount to anything.
You know, I'm sure it's easy to see safe places futile if we refuse to acknowledge the invisible burdens people carry, or the different needs that they may have. These differences do not make us inferior. They do not make us immature, or childlike, or intellectually repressed. Our lives are marathons of survival as we learn to live in a world that does not value us. Don't judge our existence if you only notice when we take breaks.
Being offended is a symptom, not a treatment.
Yeah.
I had no idea you'd be so offended. Perhaps we ought to try a different story. How about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Isn't that the one where a white woman becomes queen after taking a nap in the forest with a bunch of small men?
That's a great story. No toilets.
Yeah, I don't think we should call them dwarves, because they're more like munchkins.
They're not munchkins, dude. They're just people that suffer from dwarfism.
Suffering? I don't think they're a pain, asshole.
I refer to them as the unflushables.
My mother is a little person. My father calls her short stuff.
All right. My parents are little people. Okay? Can we leave them alone? They've been through enough.
My parents were murdered by the vertically challenged.
That escalated quickly. Perhaps we should try a different story. How about Little Red Riding Hood?
Little? Oh, I see. Women are just little.
Now this is a great story. It shows a man's strength and courage as he battles a wild animal
To save a defenseless little girl from a dangerous predator.
It shows that women are dependent on men. Men who are just always supposed to save them. The classic trope. The girl is portrayed as vulnerable, weak, kind-hearted, and naive. And the savior who kills a wolf is portrayed as a courageous hero. Screams white male privilege.
So let me get this straight. You would have a wolf eat a little girl rather than her being saved. Why? Because it'll make her more independent? What good is independence when you're wolf chow today and fertilizer tomorrow?
Skipping along, cha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Finally make it to Grandma's house. Hi, Grandma, how are you?
Oh, sweet. I'm not your grandma. I'm the big bad wolf. You're in my house now.
Help me!
I shall save you. Good job. Sorry, Wolf. I must kill you.
I'm uncomfortable with things that do not teach children that they are equal regardless of their gender, age, or species.
Yeah, this story really does portray women as weak and unable to stand up for themselves.
Well, that's because most are.
Oh, hell no. What?
It's true. If you measure mean strength through a battery of tests from several hundred randomly selected men to several hundred randomly selected women on tests like lifting a weight at arm's length, ratio of body weight to work done, most weight lifted once, most weight lifted multiple times within a given period of time, etc., then yes, on average, men will perform better at more of these tasks than women. That's a statistical fact.
I really need my safety spot.
Well, I know I need a safer spot within the safety spot.
Oh dear. Does anybody have any suggestions?
Safe places are for hypersensitive students who haven't learned the discipline of seeing the world as other people see it.
Well, people need to understand that other people don't necessarily see the world the same way they do. Seeking a respite from a lifetime of rhetoric that tells us we do not deserve to exist isn't the same as shying away from confronting new ideas.
The conservative viewpoint is to allow people to be free to express themselves.
Oh, conservatives govern without shame.
Yeah, well, liberals shame without governing.
Woo! Feel the burn.
Anyone?
What about Alice in Wonderland?
That one has a strong heroine, doesn't it?
No, that one bothers me.
I actually know this one. Yeah, everything's all like super trippy, and there's one pill, and it makes you large, but then another pill makes you small, and there's this caterpillar, and he's smoking something. It's psychedelic. Let's do that one, Doc.
Lewis Carroll wasn't an LSD when he wrote that story. It was based on his real life experiences. The weird neurological story called Todd syndrome. He wasn't asked to like you.
Oh, who's Todd?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think these are the type of concepts we want to explore, if you know what I mean.
No.
Some would argue that Alice in Wonderland contains mathematical concepts. The delineation of the relationship between cat and grin can be taken to represent the very concept of mathematics and number itself.
Dr. Franken is nerding out, yo. Preppy.
Okay, seriously? How'd you even get to college? Where you speak like an uneducated poor person?
Look, you don't gotta go judge me by my words, but by real shit though, alright? You know, you're a bigot for stereotyping others.
Could you also not yell? You're making others feel uncomfortable. I don't think my parents paid my tuition just so you could shame me for my
Correction. You're not entitled to any opinion. You're entitled to your informed opinion. But no one is entitled to being ignorant.
I'm not. I am having the worst week ever. My phone is dead. Siri, help me. Is there a charger in the safety spot? I really need to talk to my boyfriend.
Wow. That kind of fragility just reminded me of another story. Let's do Rapunzel.
I love this one. She has such beautiful blonde hair, a sweet, angelic voice. That's how you bag a prince.
Oh, please.
Wake up, sheeple. It's child abuse, okay? They lock a little girl in a tower and she's gotta wait for some dude to save her? It's bogus.
Somebody's ready for the safety spot.
My safety spot is the bar. Beer!
Man, it is so warm in the safety spot.
I can only imagine.
It reminds me of my adventures in the womb.
You know, in man, 18-year-olds jumped out of planes, stormed beaches, and charged into almost certain death. These kids can barely sit in an empty room without the wallpaper offending them.
Well, some people might say that going to school these days is like going to a war zone. There needs to be safe places, so just lay off the damn machismo and interrupt this.
You two are almost as bad as the students.
I'll bet somebody can come up with a story we can all agree on.
Get rich or die trying.
Toy Story 2.
Twilight?
Toy
The
Story
Force
3.
Awoke. Harry Potter.
The
Last Jedi.
These stories would increase student engagement, not offend them. I remember a simpler time. Back when I started teaching, things were different. We wore dress slacks, a white dress shirt, and a tie. It was considered standard dress for a teacher back then. Now almost nobody dresses like that. That is certainly not the only thing that's changed. Ah, the good old days. Back in a different world, a girl was just a girl. A guy was just a guy. That was the way you thought of genders when we wore ties. And when you had a stroke. Nobody cried, it was taken in good humor. When we wore ties, entering teaching to follow your ideals, trying to teach kids to think and not just feel. Open discussion was the real deal, and no one batted an eye. When we wore ties, when someone ate some soup made by your ethnic group, you felt a sense of pride. You didn't think appropriation. When we wore ties, we could share ideas. It was so nice to see us when we wore ties. Okay, class, let's call it a day. We'll see what tomorrow will bring.
Merry Christmas, buddy. You never told me what lunch was.
Still does not work. So it's back to story time.
Can we talk about the upcoming dance?
There's a dance. I'm sorry, I can't. I must complete the online state mandated ethics training and the sexual harassment awareness and prevention training, and that will take several days.
Well, I will be wearing this dress to the dance.
But you're not Asian.
So?
Someone's culture's not your goddamn prom dress.
What if she identifies as Asian?
What if she just likes the dress?
I sure like it.
This reminds me of a story. When I was in high school, my older brother, Steve, wanted to observe Holy Thursday by serving the traditional Seder.
Seder.
Seder. We had roasted lamb, bitter herbs, unleavened bread. And Steve really did his homework. For each dish, he had a story that related to the Exodus. I'm not certain that we went so far as to put lamb's blood on the post and lintel of our door. Come to think of it, I'm surprised we didn't. After all, as the firstborn, Steve had the most to lose if the angel of death had decided to pay us a visit. My family's not Jewish, and I'm sure an Orthodox Jew could have pointed out all sorts of mistakes we made, like saying Seder instead of Seder. But I can't imagine he would have been angry. I think he would have been touched by our efforts to celebrate his culture.
Well, did Steve get taken by an angel of death?
Roasted lamb always makes me hungry for gyros.
What does this have to do with the Chinese dress?
Cultural appropriation is a very sensitive issue.
It's a dress.
It's more than that. A person's culture is a huge part of who they are.
Yes, I'm an American. My culture is corn dogs.
You know that hot dogs aren't American, right? They're a sausage from Germany. You see that?
You're breaking my heart. Well, hey, wait a minute. There are good people on both sides.
People have been usurping the cultures of others for hundreds of years. It has to stop.
Yes, it does.
Well, you know, I, for one, don't want to offend anybody. But how to avoid?
I'm not sure, but I think it goes something like this.
Okay.
You can't eat a taco unless your name's Rodriguez. You can't eat an egg roll unless your name is Wong. You can't eat sushi unless your name's Suzuki, and that is why they call this the You Can Eat the Stone.
Okay, I think I got it. You can't wear a poncho unless your name is Sancho. You can't wear a dashiki unless your name is Fiki. You can't wear a kimono unless your name is Ono. And that is why they call this You Can't Wear This Song.
Hey, now you got it.
First try.
Unless you are Hawaiian, you can't say vodka unless you are Russian. You can't say crocodile unless you are Israeli, and that is why they call this the You Can't Say This Song.
Just goes on and on. I guess it doesn't matter. I can't say anything or talk or wear clothes. I guess I'll run away.
Me too.
You two don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got that. I felt
That did not go quite the way I thought.
Actually went just about how I thought it would.
Look, I know it's important to respect other people's cultures, but not everything is culture appropriation. People have to eat, and they have to wear clothes. This is the most beautiful dress I've ever seen. It's how I want to remember the dance.
Yes, it is a beautiful dress, but you don't know the meaning behind it. Culture's not costume. Do you understand? Would you like to learn more about it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get together later and we can talk about it.
Thanks.
Does this mean it's still okay to eat tacos?
Gross.
Yes.
Oh, good. I love tacos.
Yeah, I am always thankful for the last of the tacos.
Sit down.
I'm doing that.
Okay, class, let's get back to our exploration of culture through stories.
No.
How about Sleeping Beauty? Once upon a time.
My 16th birthday is quickly approaching. Oh no, what shall I do? The wicked witch cursed me to die.
Oh no.
Oh, look, a spinning wheel. I will touch it.
Don't do it.
Ouch.
Fuck. Look, my true love, whom I have never met, is unconscious. I will wake her with a kiss.
No, it's time to revolt. Wait. This girl is clearly unconscious. You must first obtain consent, otherwise the story can't continue.
Bruh, you're literally condoning rape.
Now they got it.
Yeah, they've got it all right. It's like the flu.
Okay, now everybody, let's get back to Alice in Wonderland. Now, this is one of my favorites.
Okay, once upon a time.
No, wait. Hold up, everyone listen. I just want to talk about the Mad Hatter. Like how there's a reason why the Mad Hatter is a mad person.
Oh, and why is that?
Well, he has lost his Alice, and so he created his own safe place in his mind. This is his own world, and his own creation. He acts crazy, and we assume that he is mad, but he is just in his mind and in his own safe place. That is how he copes with this cruel world. He has his own mobile safe place.
What are you talking about?
That's actually really insightful. Thank you for sharing.
Wait. Wasn't he mad from the fumes of making hats? The mercury poisoning?
Wait! Everyone listen to me!
No.
Well, I have nothing else to say. I just wanted to talk loud, which calms me. Man, I have a humongous headache right now. I really do. I know I need a Vicodin. Can anyone help me out, please?
Maybe the Pied Piper?
Animal abuse. Rats deserve to live too.
Rodent lives matter.
Artist abuse. The musicians get taken advantage of.
Child abuse. Those kids get sealed into a mountain.
And the imperfect children are left alone because they're seen as undesirable.
Hansel and Gretel.
Condones vandalism. I don't care if the house is made of gingerbread. Somebody lives there. You don't need the house.
Snowflake has a point.
Elder abuse.
An elderly woman lives there on her own in the middle of the forest. It is mistreatment of a defenseless senior citizen.
Child abandonment. Sure, the wicked stepmother might have been the instigator, but the loving father was pretty quick to leave the son and daughter in the woods. That stepmother, though, must have been some hottie.
The ugly duckling?
The title itself is politically incorrect. Beauty standards are relative. Nothing is ugly. The duckling, conforming to society's representation of beauty standards, which places an emphasis on outward appearance rather than leading a good life.
The frog prince?
Frogs are fine just the way they are.
They don't need to be kissed into being princess.
The emperor's new clothes?
Criticizing someone, even for something that is obvious, constitutes hate speech and should be illegal. This would take on more significance if the empire was a member of an official recognized press group.
Yeah, and the emperor's a politician, and you should never make fun of them. Unless they're members of the opposition party.
The human body is beautiful. Clothing optional. Lifestyle should be celebrated and not shamed.
Jack and the Beanstalk?
Condones home invasion and theft.
That beanstalk is
Way too phallic.
My work here is done.
Chicken Little, Henny Penny?
Alternate views of reality should be welcome. Maybe the sky is falling. Maybe the earth is flat. If you truly believe in something, that makes it real.
Hey Doc, no more fairy tales, okay?
Yeah, I think we've learned that fairy tales are outdated and insensitive to the fluid and diverse cultural reality of our current world.
Yeah, throw them out.
Throw them out! Throw them out!
Oh yeah.
Throw them out! Throw. No.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Aren't we all supposed to be adults here? How come am I supposed to learn anything? We can't discuss something without someone freaking out. I don't agree with everything everyone here says. That doesn't make me want to retreat into a safe spot and learn nothing at all. We don't rack up student loans. Just go chill in safety spots.
I'm with her.
We're offended!
Why would she say that? I try to breathe life into the things I teach. It is my work. But this is chaos, and it is monstrous to me.
We are singing.
It's a song.
Why can't we all get along?
So much trouble.
So much strife. Why can't they all get a life? All this fighting, it's so loud. And then it starts
To draw a crowd.
They start yelling, can't just talk. Maybe they should take a walk.
All this division.
Will it end?
Perhaps in time it all will mend. We've been singing. It's a song. Why can't we all get along?
Perhaps the fables of Aesop will be a welcome change of pace.
Tables of Aesop?
Aesop. Fables!
Such as?
The city mouse and the country mouse.
Racial profiling. Let me guess, Mr. City Mouth is like, I'm from the city. And Mr. Country Mouth is like, I'm from the country. Disgusting.
The tortoise and the hare.
Oh, that one.
Hitting the slow against the fast as if they need to be in a contest?
It perpetuates stereotypes. Aggressive people can learn to function very well in society.
Sure, slow and steady might win some races, but only speed can win at the Olympics. Bolt.
I prefer contests where everyone wins a medal simply for participating.
I have an idea. Let's look at a magical scene from Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Uh-oh, what's happening to me?
What in the hell?
In A Midsummer Night's Dream, Titania, the proud queen of the fairies,
Hey, next day on the fair day.
is put under a spell and made to fall in love with Bottom, a weaver and part-time actor, who in turn is put under a spell which turns him into a donkey.
Is this supposed to be real?
Well, I am not sure if anything is real.
I know some guys who wear real glasses.
Who are these people?
Really high.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
I don't think she wants to be here.
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo gray, whose note many a man doth mark, and dare not answer, nay.
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again.
Are you kidding? He sounds like gravel scraping on sheet metal.
Well, gee, thanks.
Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force, perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee.
I'm going to vomit.
Me too.
Methinks, mistress, there should be little reason for that. But to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays.
Oh, he's right about that.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I'd have wit enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood, do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no.
She knows what she wants.
There's no accounting for taste.
I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore, go with me, and I will give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. And I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go.
Yes.
Yeah, but does it ever work when you try to change someone? Who knew I spoke Shakespeare?
Why would she disgrace herself like that?
Shakespeare was incredibly sexist.
What do you expect? He's a white British man from like 400 years ago. He's not only sexist, but condones violence against women, is racist, and religious. I mean, in one play he has a character named the Jew.
Also, that scene, really offensive to the donkeys.
I have the best intentions. Why is my creation so misunderstood? The most dangerous worldview is the worldview of those who have not viewed the world. There must be some way to get through to them. I'll try philosophy.
Son of a bitch! That white man has some cruel sexist mojo.
And he turned me into an ass.
That's not much of a stretch.
Socrates may have said it best. The unexamined life is a life not worth living. For this reason, the allegory of the cave from Plato's Republic will surely enlighten our rational agency.
Plato's no longer a planet. Got him!
I'm not sure what the cave is, or whether it's a safe place or not, and at this point, I'm too afraid to offend someone to ask.
Having a safe place increases the visible presence of student and adult allies who can help to shape a university's culture that is accepting of all people, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, expression, or any other difference.
Right on.
That sounds just like the counseling center, available on all college campuses. And if you're looking for like-minded people, start a club.
True that.
It goes beyond that. It is particularly important for closeted students who have not disclosed their sexual orientation or gender identity. It gives them the opportunity to identify individuals they may safely reach out to in the coming out process, knowing that they will not be turned away or get a negative response.
And I guess if I dressed myself as My Little Pony, I'd be delicate too.
You know what, for your information, an increasing number of students enter college with troubling histories or some form of post-traumatic stress disorder that can be provoked by the instructional materials that touch on their past traumas. Thus, safe places give students the opportunity to opt out of class during those troubling discussions and to avoid the materials that could provoke a reaction.
Interesting. Did you know, at birth, baby elephants weigh over 250 pounds, making them the biggest babies on Earth.
right after American college students.
You just weren't loved as a child, were you, interrupt this?
Look, I get it. Some people need safe places. But if the safe place is clogged with people who are offended, there's no room for the people who actually need it.
Picture this. Imagine human beings living in an underground cave with an entrance a long way up, which is open to the light and as wide as the cave itself. They're prisoners. They've been here since childhood, held in the same position, their necks and legs chained, and can only see what's in front of them.
I'm starting to feel uncomfortable with this.
Who knew the ancient Greeks were into safe places?
Stay with me. In this cave, there is light provided by a fire burning far above and behind the people. Also behind them, but on higher ground, there is a path which stretches between them and the fire. Along this path is a low wall, and all along this wall, the puppeteers show puppets. Shadow puppets of people and places, animals and objects.
Oh, is this gonna be a puppet show?
No, I think he's trying to say we're in that cave.
Yes, that's it. The prisoners believe that the shadows are the truth. Their whole existence is based on the shadows, on what they think the shadows mean and how the shadows make them feel. One of them is free and goes outside, and sees reality. Never experienced it before. This person returns to the cave and attempts to free the others. Tells them about the real world. The captives refuse to believe. They refuse to leave, and they banish their savior from their midst. They are content with their fantasy. That's the story. You see, I've spent my whole life doing everything I can to open the world to students, to help you seek truth, to be comfortable with the struggle. The struggle is where growth happens.
That is so true, Dr. Brayton.
I'm not in the cave, and everything I feel is real.
I don't like to feel uncomfortable.
Me neither.
No, class, I didn't. Can I have everyone in their seats, please?
I'm not ready to deal with this yet.
I can't feel my extremities.
Please, just take a minute. Okay, even though we didn't make it through any of the stories, what did we learn in class today?
That fairy tales are big old races.
They don't think women can do anything. That some people think they can get away with sexual harassment.
Okay, yes, I suppose those may all be things you've felt, but I want to focus on something bigger. I want to talk about how you're going to deal with the world after school. People are going to say things that will hurt you, that'll make you want to sit in the corner and cry. I'm sorry that'll happen to you, but in order to survive in the real world, you need to listen. Because when you speak, you can only speak about what you know. But in order to learn, you must listen. If you interrupt every time somebody tells you something you don't want to hear, you'll never learn more than what you already think you know. If you ever want to make a change in the world, I mean real change, you need to find a way to discuss the things that bother you and not run away from them. Many things can be seen as offensive, but only when you deal with your discomfort can you overcome adversity.
We find that offensive.
How can I describe my emotions at this catastrophe?
Through song?
And remember, don't flush hamsters down the toilet. Actually, if you're lucky enough to own a hamster, it's probably best if you just remove all toilets from your home just to be safe. Remember, a toilet-free home is a hairy, safe place.
The real lesson here is it's important not to offend people when you tell stories. So it might be best never to tell anyone any stories ever. Actually, it might be better if no one ever spoke to anyone at any point. That would ensure the entire world is a worm-safe place.
And how?
Dr. Franken, might I interview you for the school paper?
Yes, certainly.
I have 3 questions.
By all means.
Why are you so Eurocentric? There's more to the world than Europe, you know.
It's where my people came from.
Why are you so cisgender?
Because I'm straight. I'm not sure.
Why are you so senior?
Because I got old? Oh, I have no idea. My whole life shattered in tatters. I'm lost. I can no longer communicate. Who am I? What am I supposed to be? Does knowledge have any value? Do I have any value?
Hold on, everybody. We've reached a crossroad.
Or maybe it's a fork in the road.
Okay. A fork in the crossroad. Can we get some lights?
When did they get here?
Oh, what an attractive audience. I love that.
Okay, that has nothing to do with anything. Now it's time for you fine folks to choose an ending.
That's right, Patty. First, we have A, where good old Doc Franken here turns into a monster because he can't figure out how to communicate. And then there's B, where a way to reach out and help him is found before he goes over the edge. And no, there is no C, where the whole thing turns into a Game of Thrones episode. Hamsters always repay their debts.
Spoilers.
So can we see a show of hands?
First, A, the monster.
Go ahead.
Yes, actually.
You want the monster?
Yeah, you probably want the monster. I've seen them both.
Alright. And then B, a way is found to communicate.
Don't vote twice. Unless you're Democrat.
Harry says A.
Well, I'm gonna go with A.
Alright.
We didn't win the popular vote, but
The Electoral College.
It's a monster!
How? He's not only heteronormative, he's a monster.
oh no!
Loaded basket!
See what happens when patriarchy breaks down? Men are revealed as monsters. It's always the same.
Poor guy. He was just trying to teach the snowflakes some life lessons. Look what they did to him.
We have to stop this.
He's turned into a pirate.
Dr. Franken! Dr. Franken! Dr. Franken! Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up!
Get in there, you monster.
Friend! Friend!
You don't have any friends. Go away.
Nobody loves you.
Have been so offended by everything we've seen. We must be free to be you and me. This is misery.
This is not a musical, it's just a play with song. Because when you do a musical, so many things go wrong.
Musicians, quit the dancing, Slane. This cast can barely sing. It was just a miracle that we got through this thing.
So if you're feeling sad and lonely, it's not happening. You only? So grow up there. No.
Find a safe place if you ever get offended or need to have space. Find a safe place if you ever get offended or need to have space.
Ladies and gentlemen, Al Franken.
Yeah. Hands up.
We could share ideas. You was so nice to see us when we wore ties.
Unless your name is Sancho, you can't wear a dashiki unless your name is Rafiki. You can't wear a kimono unless your name is Ono, and that is why they call this You Can Wear This Song.
You promise it's not racist?
We've been singing, it's a song. Why can't we all get along? Can't we get
One, two, three, four. Offended, offended. We often find we're feeling so offended, offended. Wherever we go, we find we're just so offended.
Anyway, shop class? You know, maybe it would be better if we could all just get along, like that mutated peacock and the drowned rat sang about.
Yeah. As Ram Dass said, we're all just walking each other home. Namaste.
Namaste!
Dance.